time, Dr. Freeman? Is it really that time again?
Well, hi everyone, it is I, your favourite internet disappointment, Optical, back on this Forsaken website. First of all, let me apologise for the break being longer than intended. I've been trying to fix up some things now because I actually got a new PC for Christmas. So I've been trying to work out all that. But now that's all sorted, let's get back into the content grind. And we are starting off this new chapter with a bit of Half-Life news. So, you might be thinking, well, Optical, what's the news you got for us regarding Half-Life? Because you literally done one before the new year. And you are absolutely right, I did. But, you see, Mike Shapiro, who is the voice behind Barney, no, not the purple dinosaur, I'm talking about Barney, the security guard in the Half-Life games, and he's also the voice of G-Man in the Half-Life games. Well, he posted a little teaser for the new year, so let's have a look at that.
Another year already. Good to see and hear from so many of you. May the next quarter century deliver as many unexpected surprises as did the millenniums first. And again, time is fluid, like music. See you in the new year.
Pretty exciting, right? So, if you're wondering what that means, well, I'm going to say we're probably going to start to see some little bits of Half-Life news over the next coming months. And what's really interesting about Mike Shapiro here is that he uses some very, very specific tags, which is hashtag Valve, hashtag Half-Life, hashtag G-Man, and hashtag 2025. Now, you might be thinking, well, Optical, these are just tags, right? There's nothing special going on with that. But actually, you're quite wrong, because he used the exact same tags for when he was teasing Half-Life Alyx, except he done hashtag 2020. Now, if this wasn't a mainline Half-Life game, okay, fair enough, you know, he probably would still use the same tags, but Valve has been very, very open about the fact that they regretted never doing Half-Life 2 Episode 3. And that was because of the fact that they had to work on Left 4 Dead, then they then had to get to work on doing Team Fortress, and then with supporting Counter-Strike and the Orange Box and all things like that, that in the end, they just never done it. And they all said that was one of their biggest regrets, was never ever finishing Half-Life 2 Episode 3. And I think Valve is pretty aware that they don't want Half-Life Gordon or Half-Life G-Man or something like that. They want a full-on sequel, and it's happening. They've got so many more people now back involved in making this game. They have some old people from Valve that have returned back, so some of the old writers, and then they've got some new ones that have had experience in the industry with this. And I severely doubt it's going to be called Half-Life Gordon, because it just makes no sense. You know, you had Half-Life 1 to Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2. They could have called any of those sequels Half-Life Gordon. Look, I suppose the point I'm trying to say is I'm very excited because for me, this does feel like now we're finally going to see that Valve went to school and learned 1 + 2 = 3. We are finally getting the number 3. And it took them long enough. And what's one of the interesting quotes is from Valve themselves is that, you know, they wanted to make it, but the problem is that they also wanted to really work on refining the Source engine. So take that as what you will, you know, now that we're in Source 2. And if you don't know, Source 2 is a phenomenal engine, like with what they've done. And from some bits of source code, there's also some things that they're doing with the Source engine in specifically for this Half-Life game. So there's going to be some things that will be playing around with gravity. So if you can't remember like the games like the Mario Galaxy, how you was able to jump onto like different planets and then you was could just like walk around it. It was really cool. Something like that. But then they're also doing things with a new Gore system. They're working on procedurally generated environments. So this is going to be a really, really big budget game for Valve if this goes through. And there have been now some bits and pieces of some insiders saying, hey, you know, this is now in its playtesting phase now. So if it's in its playtesting phase, I would absolutely not make it out of the question that we're going to start seeing some more talking and potentially even some leaked footage in the coming months. So that being said, how do you all feel about the fact that, again, I'm calling this Half-Life 3 because it just makes sense to me to call it that, but how do you all feel about the fact that Half-Life 3 could finally happen after years of waiting? And let me know. Thank you so much for all watching my video. I'm back on the content now, so hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Please take care of yourselves, love yourselves, and goodbye.